All right, what's going on, guys? And today I thought it'd be fun to show one method of patching rust. We did this about 6 months ago, and after thinking about it, it was a pretty cool idea, and I have never seen it done before, so I thought I'd share. Luckily, this spot on our 2013 F150 is not visible, but you can see our spot. It's right there. We were going out to clean out the bed one day and noticed that there was a little bubble right here, and this is what it looked like. But after we had kind of picked out some of the really flaky rust, it ended up being a pretty big quarter-sized hole, or a little bit bigger than a quarter-sized hole in the bed here. So what we did was we cut about an inch around it till we got to solid metal, and then we bent a metal plate to the shape of the bed, and then we had some JB Weld, just some epoxy that we like, and is pretty tried and true. We've been using it for years. And then riveted this little patch onto the bed. And then we painted over it after the epoxy dried. And then I'll show you the bottom side here. Now, like I said, this truck is a 2013. So if you have a 2013 or around that year F150, it's apparently a pretty common issue, because my uncle, after I was telling him about what we were doing, he actually checked his F-150, and sure enough, it had the same issue. And the same spot, it was all rusted out. So just kind of wanted to share this idea with people because I thought it was interesting. Then when we come under the truck, you can see this is where we had done the patch job. You can see the rivets. You can see the rivets right there. And then we put Por 15, which is a rust inhibiting paint, or prevents rust from growing. After we had kind of prepped the area and cut the rust out, so we put Por 15 down, and then we just spray painted a couple layers of black spray paint on that section, as well as some parts of the frame and the wheel well. And then you can see we had to cut some of the thermal mat on top of the exhaust, because what it was doing is holding water, and where there was glued to the frame, it started to eat at that too. So we had to pull some of that off and re-glue some of it back, but it came out pretty well. Just thought it was cool to share. It's worked out really well. It's been like that for about 6 months, and I think it's a good permanent fix for especially for those who can't weld or have never had the experience of welding. So it's a cheap alternative. So all right, so going into materials, we have the Por 15, which is just like a paint that you paint over top of the rust. After we had kind of cut most of it out, we sanded it down and then applied the Por 15. And then we used a rivet gun, as well as some metal plate that we had cut and shaped to the bed, as well as JB Weld. Now, there's a lot of different materials you can use and a lot of different epoxies, but this is kind of what we used, and just thought it'd be fun to share and give some people ideas on different solutions to maybe resolving an issue of rust, because rust is going to get worse, and any way to alleviate that the simplest possible, rather than have to take it to a welding shop. But this was kind of our solution to our little rust issue that we had. Luckily, it was in a non-visible spot and was a pretty easy fix. We actually had most of the materials at our house, so it was pretty cool that way, but I thought it'd be fun to share. Hopefully it helps somebody out. I appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.